So it's Wednesday and we are on job site. We thought we might not be able to work today because it started snowing on the way down, but the snow has cleared. Although, as you can see, the clouds are very heavy. We're filling up with water. We've got a bunch of potholing to do in Shimmering Creek and beyond. And while we're potholing, we've decided to do a little challenge. I've been working on doing push-ups for the past month and a half, and I'm gonna see if I can do at least 70. So let's do it. You ready for this? So do I need to do them down? Do I need to do them downhill or uphill?
Whichever you prefer.
Or like this?
Whichever you feel comfortable.
It's gonna be harder with my head downhill, so I'm gonna do that.
All right. Lando, count them. I don't know if I even got any of that because I can't click with my gloves.
It's blinking.
I don't know.
Oh,
That was good.
that was 70, and the last few kind of were suspect. And now I've got to recuperate, and now it's time for Nico. I'll count, okay?
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 31, 32, 33, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 57, 58, 59.
60, 61.
I did it way too fast.
You're at 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. You did 10 more. Just rest for a second.
Way too fast.
70.
I did it too fast.
That's good though, bro. Also,
That was
we're
like less than a minute.
That was good. Let's see. Let me tell you. A minute 10, and I started recording before you started.
That was too fast.
Yeah, probably. Here's the thing, I don't know how to gauge it though, because how do you know what's gonna actually be your optimal speed to actually get the most reps?
Well, I knew at about 30 that I was going too fast.
Oh, that was fun. Landon, you wanna go? Yeah, but do 30. Do 20. Do 10. Do 5.
Also, I started kind of here. I should have been
Are you better wide grip stance or close?
close, but a little bit high. I was too low.
Oh yeah, should be a little. Well, they're good. That was good. Let's go do this. One more. One more. Unless you want to do it, Lando.
I don't can't. I'll try.
You want to do? Hold on, I gotta start this over. Well, Landon, me and Nico have been practicing for a little while now. You want to do a few or no?
Mine looked the best.
Hold on here. Go ahead, I'll count. 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27.
28, 29, 30. That's pretty good. Give me a little skin here.
Did you see?
What's going on? Oh, Reggie.
And the problem is he thinks he does. And he dropped that lid on the fiber.
Did he now?
Yeah, and I had to get out of the truck and pull it out. You should have got that on camera, Alec. That was some. That was probably a 200-pound deadlift out of the bottom of the
the handhold.
You did that?
Yeah, I did. And I did it with a little tiny hook that was flexing like it was about to break. We were about to.
So we're not really clear, are we? We need that Chris back here. He's pretty good.
He was like, "Well, we've got a window of tolerance right here." He's pointing at here. I was like, "Where?" And he's like, "Oh." And I was like, "You're just talking out."
Right at this vault?
No, he was saying through there. And I was like, "Through there?" I was like, "Dude, we'll have to clear all that decorative stuff like 3 times, and also these panels that are part of this." And he was like, "Oh no, don't do that."
Yeah, we're just gonna come out this way.
Yeah, I know, but I was like, he's like, "Oh, we've got the window of clearance there," and I was like, "Here? There's no window of clearance anywhere there."
Hey,
That's why I'm so good at flipping people off, is because of this finger right here.
oh my.
There's a whole car down there.
It goes out that way, Cor.
That's what they do when people wreck their cars. They just sweep the whole car down the storm drain. Goes that way across that. Okay. That goes across there.
Story time with Dane.
Locators often leave their paint cans because they are lazy.
They don't like to recycle.
Paint can right
Locators
there.
don't like to recycle. They just throw it on the ground.
Come back and tell your story.
See the paint can right here?
Anyways, back to my story. We're working this locator locates next to a school, and a couple days later, one of the teachers comes out and is like,
Very angry woman.
she was pretty mad. She was level like 9 out of 10. She's like, "Can you please pick up your paint cans? Because somebody graffitied the activity bus and drew a pin on it."
With a red paint can, which is Power, by the way, not us. And Dane just stood there and looked at her and said, "Oh, that wasn't us, ma'am." And she stormed off eagerly. That's good.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Good times. Maybe do it just like right here. I don't know if we can just do more and get all those, but I kind of doubt it.
Seems like.
Seems like there's a lot.
Yeah, and this is all stuck. Hold on.
The long version is the tank gets stolen like a month ago. Dane finds it 2 weeks ago on Facebook Market for sale. So Dane calls Levi. Levi says, "Call Douglas County and tell them what's going on." I called Douglas County 3 times, left 1 message, never got a call back, never got anybody to talk to. So I call Aurora Police Department because that's where the tank was and say, "Hey, look, this is what's going on. I don't know what to do." And they say, "Here, we'll transfer you to Douglas County." I was like, "Okay." They haven't picked up 3 times in a row before. They're like, "No, we'll get you in touch with somebody." They get me in touch with somebody. I talk to Douglas County and get a report filed, send pictures, blah blah blah, get a case number. Then my deputy with Douglas County is like, "Well, just wait to hear back from us." And so I waited 2 days, nothing. And I call Aurora and I'm like, "Okay, I've got this case number. This is my tank, blah blah blah." Getting emotional. Just kidding. And they're like, "Okay, we'll have you meet a deputy on site." So I get there, I meet 2 deputies, not deputies, they're just cops, they're regular police officers, a girl and a guy, and she basically tells me, "Is there a serial number on this tank, blah blah blah?" I'm like, "No, I have a receipt, I've got our logos on it." And she basically tells me, "Okay, well, you can ask for it back, but if they tell us no, you can't have it back, basically we can't do anything about it." And I was like, "Oh, really? That's interesting." So I was like, okay, this feels like a 50-50 shot suddenly. So I go and start walking over there and people start coming out of the house, an old lady and a guy. And I asked the old lady, I was like, are you gonna sell a tank? And she's like, I don't know, and points to the guy. I was like, hey, and he's like, oh, what's going on? And I was like, do you guys have a tank for sale, a water tank for sale? He's like, yeah. I was like, long story short, it's my tank and I want it back. And he said, okay. So I was like, okay, that's fine. And then the 2 police officers that were following me, their supervisor shows up and he's all tense for some reason. And I'm just like, and he's like, well, it got stolen. Who stole it? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, just calm down. I don't know if anybody meant to steal it or if that was a misunderstanding, right? So I'm like, let me see the tank. And the guy's like, sure, it's in the backyard. So I walk back there. I see our logo on it. I'm like, yep, it's our tank. And at that point, we realize it's in the back of a yard and it's been lifted over a 6-foot privacy fence because it's too wide to get through the gate. And me and Dana are like, well, how are we going to get that over? So we try, and the cop tries helping us, sort of. He gave it about 5% effort. And then he tells me, well, you're going to have to get more help. And I'm like, okay, I'll get more help. And I tell the people, well, I'll be back to get it. So me and Dane drive around the corner, eat at McDonald's, chill. We're waiting for Alec and the boys. And the lady calls me, and she has got on my Facebook and stalked my profile. She's like, are you from La Junta? I'm starting to question if this is your tank. And I said, lady, this is my tank. I know it's my tank because I have the receipt and my company logo's on it. And she was like, well, how do I know? And I was like, lady, it's my tank. And then she starts telling me, well, you shouldn't have called the cops. And I'm like, look, I didn't know if you guys stole it or if it was a misunderstanding. And I told the cops that I didn't think you guys were criminals. And if you let us come back and get the tank, I won't call the police to come with me again. And she's like, okay, that's fine. So I was like, okay. Then me and Dane wait a little longer. Alec, Nico, and Wesley get there. We have to have it. You guys split up? Well,
I'm losing you.
lower it down. We manhandle that tank out of the gate, drop it on Dane, load it up, and skadoozle. That's the story. That's what I'm sticking to.
Pretty rare.
What?
That's pretty rare.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird experience. I wonder if, hey Alec, you could get more footage if you asked the cops for their body camera